What if you could own a piece of a luxury Trump hotel in the Maldives? Not buying a whole villa, but a digital token for potentially a few $100s. Right now, a landmark deal is trying to do exactly that. And here's the critical twist. They're not tokenizing the finished hotel. They are tokenizing the construction itself. This changes everything. This is called development stage tokenization. It turns future ownership and profits from a building that doesn't exist yet into a digital asset. But this isn't a meme coin. To get regulators on board, this requires what we call permissioned tokens. Think of it like a digital supercharged version of a traditional real estate fund. Instead of a paper contract sent to a few wealthy investors, ownership is divided into programmable tokens. But these tokens have digital bouncers built right into their code. These bouncers enforce KYC and AML rules automatically. They ensure only approved investors in approved jurisdictions can buy, hold, or sell them. This makes the token a compliant security, not a free trading crypto asset. The technology, like the ERC-3643 standard, is ready. The big question is regulation. And this brings us to the live case study that has everyone watching, the Trump International Hotel Maldives. London-listed developer Dar Global and the Trump Organization announced they are tokenizing the development phase of this 80-villa ultra-luxury resort, targeting a 2028 opening. According to the Reuters, they aim to tokenize up to 70% of the project. Why is this the benchmark? First, it's a major brand with a public developer. This is serious capital. Second, and most importantly, Reuters reports Dar Global is already in talks with the US SEC about allowing retail investors in. This is where past pilots have stalled. Getting the tokens sold is one thing. Getting regulatory blessing for a liquid protected secondary market for everyday investors? That's the trillion-dollar question. This project is aiming straight at it. So here's our take. The success of this model won't be judged by whether the tokens sell out. It will be judged by what happens after the sale. If regulators like the SEC approve a clear path for secondary trading and investor protection, this deal becomes a repeatable blueprint. It could unlock a trillion-dollar market for tokenized private real estate, just as Deloitte has forecasted. Now, skeptics will say this is just a marketing gimmick, using crypto buzzwords to sell condos. But the involvement of an LSE-listed company, explicit SEC engagement, and the mandatory use of permissioned token frameworks moves this far beyond marketing. The financial and legal structures being built here are the real headline. We are building this channel to be the definitive source on the convergence of finance, technology, and real-world assets, exactly the space this deal is defining. If your company is a custodian, a compliance platform, a tokenization tech provider, or a professional services firm navigating this new landscape, you need to be in front of this exact audience. Let's partner. We are crafting deep dive content for serious professionals. If that aligns with your brand, reach out to us. Let's discuss how we can tell your story to the leaders shaping this trillion-dollar future. If this analysis of the Trump-Dar Global deal was valuable, please like this video. It helps us reach more professionals and decision makers for all the founders, investors, and executives watching. We will see you in the next deep dive. Today, we dissected a landmark real-world case. But what if you are new to the core concept itself? What exactly is real-world asset tokenization? And why does it matter? In our very next video, we are building the foundation. We will strip back to the basics, defining the key terms, explaining the simplest use cases, and mapping the core benefits and challenges without the complexity of a mega deal. It's the perfect place to start. Make sure you are following along so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.